Hi everyone, welcome to the debrief. Today I'm going to be reviewing a Clearomizer that I got from www.electrovapors.com, and it is called the OCT. It's made by the Art of Oakley Vaping, and it's kind of an interesting little device. I've been using it all week, but I've cleaned it out now, so I'm just going to take it apart and show you the various pieces, and then we'll put it together and discuss how it went when I was using it. So, pretty normal. You've got your little plastic tank, the bottom part here. The wick is really unusual. It is at the top, but it doesn't hang down. It somehow feeds up through the tube and kind of suspends at this little plate thing. And the wick is changeable. It does come with, and I just dropped it. Okay, so the wick has been wet rescued. Now on the box it does say that the resistance is between 2.1 and 2.6 ohms. As far as I can tell, that is just the kind of manufacturing span on there, because with the two replacement wicks that came in the box, neither of them are marked with their resistance. But 2.1 to 2.6 is still good for pretty much most devices that most people would be using them with. So I'm just going to put this thing back together here. Okay, so here it is all assembled. Now the drip tip screws in and out like a stardust. So I grabbed one of my adapters just to try. And you can use those Stardust to 510 drip tip adapters in here. So I'm going to, because really, bunny it. Now you do fill this one up unusually. You don't actually remove the top cap according to the picture on the back. You fill it in through the drip tip hole, and then you have to wait a little bit for everything to filter down into the tank. Do be careful, it is pretty easy to overfill because you can't see what's going on in the top cap. I did try it just filling directly, but because it takes a little while to filter down through that wick, it's kind of annoying to do it like that. I find it's just much better to follow their instructions and then leave it sit for a few minutes while it goes in. So I'm just going to pause the video while I fill, I'll fill it first. You can see it's starting to filter down into the tank. So now I'm just going to pause the video while the rest of it goes down, and then we'll get on to the vaping. Okay, and we're back. Really, it took less than a minute, but who wants to watch a dead air video for a minute? So, when vaping this, because I've been using it for about a week to get a really good feel for it, I found the sweet spot for it watt-wise was between about 7 and 8 watts. Above 8 watts, it's still wicked. I didn't get dry hits, but it did start tasting a little burnt. I do also find that if you leave it on its side, it will flood and gurgle. So try to keep it upright. Although it's a pretty easy fix if it does, just leave it sitting upright for a little while. Burn it off a little bit at higher watts, and then back to vaping. So let's give it a shot in action. So as you can see, for a Clearo, I'm getting pretty good vapor production off of it. Personally, I kind of like vaping a little bit warmer, around 10 watts. But this one's actually pretty nice. I didn't try taking apart the wick to see if it can be rebuilt, although it does look like it can. there is, let me just go grab one of the extra ones. You can see the silica wick peeking out from underneath the rubber cap here. And then it appears there's like a thin layer of cotton on the metal piece. So, you know, for me, I prefer just to buy replacements. You know, if I'm going to get into rebuilding, I'm just going to use an actual RBA. For me, you know, I know a lot of people like rebuilding the Clearos. I'm not so much into that. You know, there's devices out there that you can get at the insides fairly easily. You know, and the nice thing about Clearos is the convenience factor, that you don't have to fiddle around with it. You can just, you know, screw on, screw in, and go. But I'm pretty sure for those of you who do like to try to find a way to rebuild these types of things yourselves, that you probably could. It's an interesting looking design, but it doesn't look overly complex at the point where the wick comes out. So you can definitely, well, not definitely because I didn't try it myself, but pretty sure you can. In the week that I've used this, I chain vaped it for a while. It did start to feel warm in the cap area, but not overly hot. The juice that I've currently got in here for the video is a 50-50 mix. It's Vader pudding for all of you Vader pudding fans. Okay, so that's pretty much it for what I wanted to say about the Clearo. You know, it is a really interesting device. If I had to choose between, you know, this and a Stardust, I would definitely go for this, hands down. Okay, so I'm going to put this down for now. Again, you can pick those up from electrovapors.com. I don't know if any other vendors are planning on bringing them in, but I have purchased from them several times. Always excellent customer service, super fast shipping. I've had great experiences with her, so I don't hesitate to recommend buying from her at all. And you can always find me here on my YouTube channel, on my Facebook page, which I've got linked in the descriptions, or as D on www.whackedouteSig.ca. Until next time, vape happy.